Due to the graphic nature of this program, viewer discretion is advised.
Pennhurst Asylum, hidden in the depths of Spring City, Pennsylvania, is one of America's most infamous abandoned institutions. Once a school and hospital for the disabled, it operated from 1908 to 1987, but rampant abuse and neglect turned it into a house of horrors. Now it lures ghost hunters, urban explorers, and historians eager to uncover its dark secrets. Of the 10,600 residents who passed through its doors, an estimated 5,300 never left. Poor conditions, overcrowding, understaffing, and filth likely contributed to the staggering death toll, though official records remain scarce. Yet Pennhurst's sinister legacy extends beyond history. Whispers of phantom figures, shadowy entities, and even cryptid sightings fuel its chilling reputation. Let's step into the darkness and explore the eerie legends that make Pennhurst one of the most haunted places in America.
There is not only a shortage of help here at Pennhurst, but also a lack of money and an overextension of professional duties. As we mentioned last evening, the personnel employed here are for the most part dedicated, but even the most sincere people can be pushed beyond their professional capabilities. One case in point are the physicians. There are only 9 MDs and 2 psychiatrists working at the institution on a full-time basis. They are responsible for 2,800 sick children, society's children. This fact sometimes forces medical personnel to work beyond their limitations and serve as disciplinarians. In the 18th century, the mentally retarded were often ignored, punished, and exploited. Today, things are supposed to be different. Modern 20th century man is much more scientific and civilized. Today, we no longer punish the mentally retarded. We don't exploit them either. We have come a long, long way. Now we ship them 25 miles out of town to a state-operated institution and forget them while they decay from neglect.
The infamous Shadow Man of Pennhurst. Pennhurst's most chilling legend is the Shadow Man, a towering, faceless figure lurking in the asylum's tunnels. Unlike typical ghosts, some believe this entity is something darker, possibly demonic. Drawn to the site's immense suffering, paranormal teams report cold spots, darting shadows, and the unshakable feeling of being watched. Visitors brave enough to enter the tunnels claim they've been pushed, scratched, or paralyzed by overwhelming dread. Unlike other spirits, the Shadow Man never speaks. He only watches. Is he a lingering echo of Pennhurst's horrors, or something far more sinister?
Point Dr. Jesse Fear, a medical doctor. I question him on just how he handles patients with behavior problems.
We have found of late that it is quite effective to downgrade him a little bit and put him on a locked cottage with autistic type children or hyperactive children, a classification that used to be called low grades or that sort of thing, and it offends their dignity somewhat. They don't like it.
Well, you offend their dignity on purpose by putting them on this profoundly retarded ward. These are some of the sights and sounds of Pennhurst, the state institution for the mentally retarded. It's located in Spring City, Chester County. In 1908, when the institution first opened, the man in charge bitterly complained to the state that the conditions were already overcrowded. He transferred many of the patients to Q1, a classroom building. Many of them are still there.
The Weeping Woman. The Weeping Woman, one of Pennhurst's most haunting figures, roams the former women's ward, her sobs echoing through the night. Some say she was a tormented patient. Others believe she was a nurse who tried to help, but succumbed to madness. Either way, her presence lingers in tragedy. Common encounters include distant, distorted cries in empty halls, a woman in a tattered gown, her face twisted in sorrow, the unshakable feeling of being watched, overwhelming waves of sadness or nausea, a chilling reminder of Pennhurst's cruelty. The weeping woman's sorrow still seeps through its decaying walls.
Pennhurst was first opened 60 years ago when the answers to the problem of mental retardation were considered to be segregation and sterilization. Sterilization, of course, is a thing of the past, but the archaic practices of segregation and custodial care are still with us, and seemingly with the approval of society.
While most hauntings at Pennhurst revolve around adult spirits, one of the most disturbing legends involves the sounds of children screaming. Pennhurst housed many young residents, some of whom were abandoned by their families due to disabilities. Reports indicate that these children were physically restrained, experimented on, and left in squalid conditions. Common encounters include visitors claim to hear faint laughter or giggling, followed by blood-curdling screams. Paranormal investigators using spirit boxes have captured chilling voices saying, "Help me," or "Please stop." The apparition of a small boy in hospital pajamas has been seen darting through doorways, disappearing upon closer inspection. Some theorists believe the spirits of these children remain at Pennhurst, forever trapped in the place where they suffered the most.
The 2,800 children, young and old alike, residing within the confines of Pennhurst are for the most part protected from society, and the granite wall of ignorance and social blindness protects society from them. These unfortunates are being deprived of their dignity and self-respect. Why? Because only a very, very few seem to care. The horrible and almost inhumane conditions that prevail at Pennhurst are not the fault of a handful of dedicated doctors, administrators, and attendants employed there. No, the children, as they are all called, who are rotting in their cages, cribs, and beds, can thank society for their dreadful plight. We have forsaken them, not in the sense of what we have done to them, but because of what we have failed to do on their behalf. Unlike other minority groups, the mentally retarded have never had a brilliant orator to trumpet their suffering and appeal to the conscience of other men. Many of these children have always been without the benefit of parental love or guidance, partly because of the stigma of shame attached to their illness. They have been abandoned and placed at the mercy of the state. In the case of Pennhurst, the state has failed to do its moral duty. During the next 4 evenings, TV10 will delve into the problems of Pennhurst. We hope to find out why the current conditions exist, what are the problems facing the people running the institution, what has been accomplished in the past, and what must be done to correct the injustices the mentally retarded have endured much, much too long.
One of the more obscure yet sinister legends involves a mysterious former doctor, often referred to as Dr. Jekyll of Pennhurst. The real name of this doctor is unknown, but records suggest that some staff members at Pennhurst engaged in unethical medical experiments on patients, particularly those deemed incorrigible or unmanageable. Some say he performed cruel electroshock experiments and botched lobotomies on unwilling patients. Paranormal investigators claim to have captured EVPs of a deep male voice saying, "This is my hospital," or "You are mine." Apparitions of a man in an old-fashioned doctor's coat have been spotted near what used to be the operating rooms. Did a sadistic doctor take advantage of Pennhurst's lack of oversight, or is this story purely legend?
In other words, say a child with an IQ of, say, 69 or so would be put on in a cottage with children with an IQ of 10 or 20, and this is how you lower their dignity. Do you find this an effective measure?
We have found it in some cases to be effective, but in other cases, why, it doesn't work out.
Doesn't this degrade the person who is being disciplined to the point that he may regress?
I doubt it very much. Actually, what we're trying to do is degrade him to a certain extent amongst his fellows here. They make fun of him then for a while afterwards, but I don't think there's anything inhumane about it or anything of that sort.
How else do you deal with patients that are hyperactive?
I have given some of them intravenous pentobarbital sodium on occasion. Otherwise, they would do harm to themselves and others.
In other words, you drug them?
Absolutely.
Dr. Fear, can you cite just one example which shows the institution's attitude towards children that need just a little extra help?
John is a problem that I think can be resolved if he is exposed to the right form of therapy. And so far here, we have not been able to show any benefit from what we have given him. There are places, and specifically Eastern State has a program that seems to help this type of case quite a bit. I had tried to get him into a Catholic organization. It turned out that his IQ wasn't quite high enough for them to accept him. They
So
do not
where is
accept
Johnny now,
retardates.
Doctor?
They do not accept retardates.
What's Johnny's IQ now?
69. But that is a relative thing.
Where is Johnny now?
Johnny is on Q2.
Beyond ghosts, some believe Pennhurst is haunted by something even darker, a beastly entity that lurks in the shadows. Witnesses describe it as a large, shadowy creature with glowing red eyes. Some claim it crawls on all fours, moving unnaturally fast through the abandoned asylum. There are reports of growling sounds and scratches appearing on visitors with no logical explanation. Some locals believe that this Pennhurst beast is either a guardian of the dead or the manifestation of pure evil due to the immense suffering tied to the location.
You have just heard about Johnny. He's been causing discipline problems here at Pennhurst, so they thought they would send him to Q2. We thought you would like to see where Johnny lives. Johnny, can you talk?
Yes.
Do you like it here at Pennhurst?
No.
Why not, John?
There's...
Let me ask you this, John. Do you remember living anywhere except Pennhurst?
No.
Do you like talking to the people up here?
Yeah.
Why, John?
And they like to talk to me.
How about the other kids, the ones that can talk? Do they like to talk to you too?
Yes.
Do you like to talk to them better than the kids up here?
Yes.
Have you been talking more lately or less?
Less.
Why are you here in Q2, John?
I did something I wasn't supposed to be doing.
So they punished you and put you here.
Yes.
Do they do this all the time to you, John?
Yes.
One rare but chilling tale involves a haunted doll found inside Pennhurst in the late 1990s. A paranormal investigator recovered an old, tattered doll from the asylum during an investigation. After bringing it home, they experienced poltergeist activity, with objects moving on their own and strange whispers heard at night. The doll's eyes reportedly followed people around the room, and some claimed it even changed positions overnight. The doll was eventually returned to Pennhurst, where it was left inside one of the dormitory ruins. Some say if you find the doll, you should never touch it, or risk becoming cursed.
Johnny used to talk a lot more before he came to Q2, but ever since he's been here, he's talking less all the time. This boy, was he mentally retarded when he came to Pennhurst?
He was mentally retarded in the sense that he did not receive proper education. He came from parents that were delinquent themselves.
In other words, this boy was normal as far as his mind and being retarded was concerned.
He can progress to a normal level.
But he never will as long as he's here at Pennhurst, is that right?
I cannot say that because...
what are the chances?
Chances are poorer here than they would be where they have a program set up for this type of case.
There are too many Johnnies in Pennhurst this very evening. Unless the state provides more competent personnel and facilities, they will remain just where they are, stripped of their dignity, lost to society. Just how long will that be? Well, I guess since they are our children, it's up to us, isn't it? Some zoos in the United States spend more money for the daily upkeep of their large animals than the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania allows Pennhurst to spend on its 2,800 retarded children. 5 of the largest zoos spend $7.15 per day on their wards. Pennhurst can only afford $5.90. By the way, 80% of that $5.90 pays the administrative costs at the institution. This leaves a meager 75 cents to provide for the basic day-to-day needs of the retarded. The zoo also usually wins out over the retarded when it comes to accommodations. Very rarely do you find crowded cages at the zoo, but it's quite common to find residents bunched into small cottages at Pennhurst.
Pennhurst's underground tunnels connected different wards and were used for transporting patients and supplies. Today, these tunnels are considered a hotbed of paranormal activity. Common reports, unexplained footsteps, whispers that mimic visitors' voices, and sudden drops in temperature. Notable incidents. Multiple investigators claim to have seen shadowy figures moving unnaturally fast through the tunnels. Whether these stories are fact or fiction, Pennhurst's long and disturbing history makes it one of the most chilling haunted locations in the world. With paranormal activity regularly documented, it remains a place where the past refuses to stay buried. From the Shadow Man and Weeping Woman to the Pennhurst Beast and Haunted Doll, these legends continue to terrify and intrigue those who visit the asylum, while skeptics argue that many of these accounts are fueled by fear and folklore. There's no denying the eerie energy that lingers in the decaying halls of Pennhurst. Would you dare visit?
I spoke with the superintendent of Pennhurst, Dr. L. Pekonsky, about the overcrowded conditions at the institution.
Yes, our rated capacity is 1,984. And
how many people do you have?
We currently have 2,791.
How many people do you need here at Pennhurst?
I'd like to see our 1,500 people on in our personnel complement. And in order to pay these extra 700 people, we'd probably need about $4 million.
Doctor, when was the last time the Secretary of Health and Welfare or the Governor visited here at Pennhurst?
Secretary of Welfare was here approximately 6 weeks ago.
What were his comments after he saw the deplorable conditions, the rundown facilities, the overcrowding, the lack of help? What was his feeling? What did he tell you?
Secretary Georges said that let's do everything we can to alleviate conditions at Pennhurst and place Pennhurst in top priority for clearing up things.
In other words, he put Pennhurst ahead of the other state institutions?
He made this statement, yes, sir.
Did he promise any money or help from the state?
He said that if we needed money, he would see that we got it.
And you need $4 million.
Again, ideally. I don't intend that Pennhurst is going to get $4 million. I think we're going to get some help.
I also spoke with the business manager here at Pennhurst, Elmer McSurdy. I questioned him on the cost of repairing the buildings.
Can't touch a building unless you're ready to spend $1 million or $1.5 million. Now, as long as the buildings stand the way they are, the law doesn't require that they come in and close it down.
Some of them should be closed down, shouldn't they?
I presume if the labor industry were to inspect them as they stand now with the idea in mind that they must meet their requirements, they would be closed.
Could you tell us a little about the problems you have faced purchasing necessities since Pennhurst has been on its most recent austerity program? Could you tell us a little about the situation with the braziers?
Well, there was an order for braziers. It was canceled. We were given the opportunity to justify the requisitions.
How did you try to justify it?
On braziers. Well, on that one, I just wrote self-evident.
What happened then?
It came back with a large group of requisitions for more justification.
More justification. Did you justify it further?
I had one of our doctors write a justification.
Did you finally get them?
No.
People seldom think of food as being a problem. I spoke to the dietitian here, Elizabeth Roberts.
We have some patients who cannot tolerate whole food. We have to puree that food, but they get a well-balanced diet. We puree meats, vegetables, and we try to put bright color in this pureed mass of food so that it is attractive to the eye. You know, they say eye appeal and taste appeal is that's what we strive for.
The facts presented in this report must be rather alarming because they are true. After comparing the zoo and Pennhurst, one must get the impression that society's animals are more important than society's children. By the looks of things, one must wonder. In the 18th century, the mentally retarded were often ignored, punished, and exploited. Today, things are supposed to be different. The children, as they are all called, who are rotting in their cages, cribs, and beds, can thank society for their dreadful plight.
Pennhurst Asylum, Spring City, Pennsylvania. Officially known as Pennhurst State School and Hospital, this property was originally named the Eastern Pennsylvania State Institution for the Feeble-Minded and Epileptic. For 79 years, these buildings housed thousands of the mentally and physically disabled. On November 23, 1908, the first patient was admitted, and by 1912, the facility was overcrowded.
Yes, our rated capacity is 1984, 1,984.
How many people do you have?
We currently have 2,791.
The retarded have been ignored, forgotten, and pushed out of our minds much too long. In some cases, their feeling of being abandoned has stunned their progress. Others have just become more bitter.
Do you have a lot of visitors, Calvin?
No, I don't have nobody who's been here. It's not bad. I've been with this institution when I came to the Bible. I was a little baby.
When was the last time you had a visitor here?
1940.
At the time, the mentally ill were considered a blight on society, to be feared and not allowed to associate with the general population. A Pennhurst chief physician, Dr. Henry H. Goddard, even said, quote, "Every feeble-minded person is a potential criminal," unquote. Society's view on those feeble-minded essentially excused unspeakable horrors to be exercised in the halls and rooms of Pennhurst. In 1968, reporter Bill Baldini exposed conditions at the facility in a 5-part local broadcast news investigation which aired on WCAU NBC 10. It would take indictments and a federal class action lawsuit to finally close the facility on December 9, 1987. From that lawsuit, even more details were exposed about Pennhurst. urine and excrement on ward floors, infectious diseases, obnoxious odors, excessive noise. Commonplace were injuries to residents by other residents, or self-abuse. Residents were seriously injured and sexually assaulted by staff members. Residents were physically restrained, which often caused injury and at least one death. Restraint usage increased because there wasn't enough staff for the amount of residents. Dangerous psychotropic drugs were used for behavior control and staff convenience. During my few hours at Pennhurst, it was easy to feel a deep sadness in the air. Perhaps it was brought on by the decaying buildings, slowly being reclaimed by nature, and weary of the evil that they concealed for so many years. But these buildings are no comparison to the lives that decayed here. Neglected, abused, tortured for decades. Thousands of lives. Guys, this could be just because it's the basement. Definite change in here. So if there's anyone here, you can speak into my camera and I can hear you later. Guys, I'm coming to you from Pennhurst Asylum. And I'm in the basement of Magnolia Hole right now. Very creepy place, to say the least. During my brief visit, I captured several disembodied voices, and this happened while filming B-roll. Right now I'm in the basement of Mayflower Hall. Listen as my camera peers down a narrow passageway. As I step back, a male whisper can be heard. Did you catch that? Listen closely again. Someone appears to whisper, "We're coming with you." I physically was alone, and I know that I didn't whisper anything. Here's an old cart in the hallway in Mayflower. Couldn't help myself. Had to try to move it around a little bit, but the wheels were rusted solid. Again, a whisper, which sounds exactly like the previous male voice. Listen closely. Sounds like he whispered, "Leave that here." This was known as the soundproof room. Totally alone in the basement, it was difficult to be soundproof, walking around on decades of debris that had built up on the floor. But then there was this. Did you catch that? Clearly, that sounds like a breath or an exhale, and it didn't come from me. Here, I'm in one of the few underground tunnels accessible to the public. After I invite anyone to speak into the mic, there's a sound that's too weird to ignore. Did you hear it? Let's listen again. To me, that voice, as creepy as it sounds, seems to say it's recording. No other evidence was collected via photographs, video, or the SB7 spirit box. Today, the property is used for paranormal investigations and conventions, and also a huge haunted attraction. Brianna Walters, a volunteer for Paracon 2019, shared her experiences.
I was here on a ghost hunt from like 7 p.m. to like 3 a.m. on Friday the 13th, and we were in the soundproof room, and we asked someone to bang on the wall door, and one of the doors down here slammed 3 times in a row. Another time I was at the Paracon here, and I was back here with my sister near the janitor room. She saw a light flash by. I heard a sound, and I just ran out.
Paranormal investigators Stephen Ercantello and Giselle Andrews are first-timers to Pennhurst. I asked Stephen about his experiences with the paranormal.
Quite a bit of experiences, personally and actually documented on Amazon Prime, on YouTube, on my personal social media pages as well. So, I mean, I can go into all of that. Like, I mean, the shadow figures that I've seen, the EVPs that I've documented that are all actually, you can go watch them again. And I mean, that's kind of what brought me here. First time. I know Katrina, she kind of addressed some things that I did on her show, Portals to Hell, that I did at Mackey's. So I thought it'd be cool just to come and see her and talk to her about that. So I thought that was really cool that she recognized who I was, knew who I was. Thought that was really interesting. And I think that was kind of the main reasoning to come, kind of see Katrina and just see what this type of lifestyle was about, rather than being behind the camera and, entertaining, I guess, but also documenting.
Giselle shared some of her experiences.
This guy's really extreme in everything that he does, and the few times that I've gone places with him, I've definitely experienced a lot of things and come home to experience more things. I think Katrina touched upon Bobby Mackey's being something that followed her home, and I can definitely attest to that. The kind of the spiritual hangovers that we kind of experience afterwards. But yeah, I mean, I've seen some things and seen some shadows and things like that, but I feel a lot of things when it comes to the paranormal.
So, what exactly makes Pennhurst an unexplained case? Its opening and closing certainly isn't. Even the horrors that went on here really aren't, especially considering the times and human nature. What makes this an unexplained case is, if it's truly haunted, who still lingers here and why? As for if Pennhurst is haunted, well, Brianna Walters thinks.
Attaboy, now put the next one on. That's it.
This means happiness to most, but to the mentally retarded, it means life itself. This boy and 213 others just like him are enrolled in special rehabilitation programs at Pennhurst. Thanks to these limited projects, they are improving their mental and physical skills by leaps and bounds. The director of several of these programs, M. Harris Schaefer, explains how a little help in money can go a long way.
A program has been developed at Pennhurst State School and Hospital, federally funded, to work with and rehabilitate the severely and profoundly retarded. Here we see music therapy, in which we are working with the emotional levels of the youngsters and developing emotional response. Many of these youngsters had never had the opportunity to handle and work with tools that so many normal children take for granted. Learning to cut, learning to crayon, learning to develop their ABCs. Feeding is a very, very important part of the program. It's so essential that the youngsters be made to be self-supporting, self-contributing, and develop dignity and worth through being able to care for themselves. And so the total interdisciplinary staff works together in order to help the youngsters achieve in this area. Many of the youngsters in the program were unable to walk. Many were unable to talk. Many were unable to dress themselves, to socialize. These are the areas that are being worked upon by the staff. The empathy that one is able to develop in relating to other objects in the world, to animals, this is important to the youngsters. First opportunities in many cases, a feeling, a pride. Programming for the blind and visually handicapped is an area which is the first of its kind in its totality throughout the United States. Pennhurst is showing leadership in this particular area. Many of the youngsters at present are away at a camp for the blind for a 2-week period. Again, we see an interdisciplinary team working with the youngsters, boys and girls, in order to attain the possibility for community placement. In many of these programs, we've developed to the point where an 8-month period has enabled youngsters to develop 14 months of growth during that space of time. A work activity center is a newly developed program at Pennhurst. A project involving 12,000 items for Smith, Klein, and French is now coming to a close. This has been a new experience, not only for the youngsters, but for the institution, and it's hoped that many other projects will be available. These children are able to earn money for themselves, by which they are able to use for books.
Posted this once or twice before, typing it up a nuisance. I'm a dipshit who doesn't save his OC. Be me in 2008, 17-year-old junior in Central PA. Good kid, don't do anything exciting, pretty boring life, just school and video. Decide to get in some stupid teen shit while I still probably won't be charged as an adult. Urban exploration sounds cool. Asylums appeal to me. They look coolest and creepiest in urban decay, and less chance of homeless people. Start doing research on what's in my state, find Pennhurst Asylum. Shut down for inhumane conditions, some instances of staff basically torturing the resident tards. Supposedly really fucking haunted by some very, very pissed off spirits. Even the on-site guards don't stay after dark. As the white kid in this horror movie, this obviously appeals to me. Further research, on page 8 or so of Google, find a photographer's website detailing his own visit. Specifies the route through the forest he took to get there, mentions the guards and why you shouldn't drive up like a dumbass. Gives some neat facts about the different buildings told to him by weird-ass goth twins giving him his tour. The whole thing hinged on one thing. They refused to be there after dark. They said the spirits got way too active after dark. He agrees. They leave as the sun is going down. He claims to have seen floating lights and a face in the window as he left. I'm a 17-year-old, firm atheist, and the white protagonist of a horror movie, so I disregard. None of my friends want to deal with the drive time or committing criminal trespass. Go alone. Pack some water, some sandwiches, flashlight, and mom's really nice camera. Take the car, tell mom I'm heading to a friend's house, drive the 1.5 or so hours to get to the pull-off the photographer described. Hike about a mile total, on a hiking trail, then through the woods to get there, arrive around 3-ish. Wait in some foliage, let the guards pass, get into the building. Mission Impossible theme.mp3. Also no, the pictures aren't mine. Careful not to use the flashlight so I don't alert anyone like a dumbass. Sneak through the buildings, taking pictures, having a great time. Spend a couple hours exploring, break for dinner, sun is setting. Decide to stay longer. Get into the Mayflower building, notice the sun setting, watch the guards leave from the windows, finally free to use my flashlight. Still taking pictures, investigating, enjoying myself. It's well after dark at this point. Hearing things, but chalking it up to animals and old house noises. Really breezy, but sporadically. Chalk it up to the broken windows all over. In what probably used to be a meeting room, lots of file cabinets, giant oval table in the center, chairs scattered around or broken. Looking through some scattered papers for shits and giggles when I'm overcome by a feeling that something's not right. Every fucking hair on my body stands up straight. Half crouched, ears straining, don't want to move, just listening for something. Then, the table. The fucking table collides with the back of my head. Windows shut down. MP3. Wake up on the floor, wind is blowing hard, papers scattering, table on its side next to me, camera shattered in front of me, drops of blood around me. Scramble to my feet, sprint out of the building in blind fear, sprinting back along dark country roads. Pretty sure I didn't stop sprinting until I got back to my car. Rest for a while until my legs stop being jelly, realize the back of my head's bleeding. Drive home, make up bullshit about dropping mom's camera down the mountainside while hiking. Tell my friends what happened Monday at lunch, no one fucking believes me, figures the wounds from hitting my head on a doorway or something. One kid quietly believes me, but the majority write me off as a bullshitter. But wait, there's more. Billy Mays. It would help if I replied to my posts. 6 years later, 2014. Friends and I all hit a haunted house each Halloween season, have fun, goof around, great time. One of them notices that Pennhurst got bought and turned into a haunted attraction. They remember my story, want to go see the place. I'm nervous, but I figure with a bunch of people around, I should be fine. We go through their rides, pretty standard haunted house shit, but enjoyable. Place is mostly the same as I remember, a few places roped off for safety, but recognize some of the doors I snuck through. We're the assholes laughing at the rides, actors thoroughly tired of our shit. Go through the 3 big themed ones, come to the one they're most proud of. A self-guided tour through the Mayflower building. Who knows? You might even see a ghost. Haha, I'm in danger. JPEG. Still, something like 15 people going through at once, with staff to watch for vandals. How bad could it be? Go through, it's only the first floor, stairs up and down are gated off. Ask the staff why it's only the first floor, guy says he's not entirely sure, but management had them gate it off. Finish going through the first floor, group is suitably impressed. Leave to go get some funnel cake at the stands. I turn around and look back at the building. I get an idea of why the staff may have gated off the second floor. See a face in a second floor window. Stark white, predatory look in its eyes, massive grin, staring right at me. A look that said, "Oh, I remember you, motherfucker." Fucking terrified, staring at unblinking face for what felt like minutes. Friend who believed me shakes me, snaps me out of it. Apparently they'd gone, eaten, realized I wasn't with them, and come back in that time. Friend sees my expression and how pale I'd gotten, takes the hint and convinces everyone it's time to go. Leave and never go back. I still urbex asylums, but never had anything that bad happen again.
Books, magazines, things of their own choice. They develop the experiences that may be necessary in the community.
Mr. Schaefer, can you tell us a little bit more about other programs here at the institution?
Yes, there are many programs at Pennhurst to enhance the dignity and worth of the residents within the institution. We are very proud of these. Some of them pertain to vocational rehabilitation, psychological counseling, town task programs, other activities programs, nursing and medical programs and services throughout. Indeed, we're quite proud of the developments at Pennhurst. We have been leaders in the state and leaders within the United States, and we're very thankful for the support and leadership from the superintendent and from the agencies of the Department of Public Welfare.
It's hard to believe that blocks like these can mean so much. Proper facilities and funding has given over 200 boys and girls at Pennhurst somewhat of a new lease on life. However, 2,600 others have little to look forward to because of a lack of funds, facilities, and staff. Recently, Governor Raymond Schaefer announced that $43.5 million in revenue would be turned back to the Commonwealth. Many of us are hoping some of that money finds its way to Pennhurst. Meanwhile, 2,800 retarded children there will be hoping and praying that the governor hasn't forgotten them.
Tonight we conclude our 5-part special investigative report, Suffer the Little Children. Before we begin tonight's final installment, it is with great regret that I tell you that reporter Bill Baldini, who has worked continuously on the series, has practically collapsed from sheer exhaustion and is unable to read the words which he has written to finish the series. So it is with considerable pride that I conclude this report for him. Bill wrote as follows: "We have brought the sights and sounds of Pennhurst into your homes in their most brutal and constructive forms. We have explored the reasons why the horrendous conditions exist, the problems facing the people running the institution, and what they have accomplished. Tonight we'll show you another view of Pennhurst. This one is from the inside out."
What would you like? If I can give you anything I could in the world, what would you want?
I'd like to get out of Pennhurst.
If you can have anything in the world, what would you want?
But I like to have, but I'll tell you this, right? I have a little bit of money myself.
Would you rather have money or would you rather leave Pennhurst?
I'd rather leave Pennhurst.
Even if you didn't have any money?
That's right.
Philip and Talbot have only a slim chance of obtaining their wish in the near future, because only 7% of the children at Pennhurst are enrolled in rehabilitation projects. Why? Because the institution does not have the staff nor the facilities, not to mention money to expand its programs. While these 200 children learn cooperation and development of emotional response, many others rock in silence in their stench-filled, overcrowded cottages. While some children are afforded the opportunity to go on a picnic and bask in the sun, others lie awake in their beds, shackled like prisoners, punished because they cannot control themselves and their illness. In many cases, if more attendants were available, some of the patients would be utilizing their energies to talk instead of breaking society's bonds. All of the patients in Pennhurst are not hopeless idiots or mangled cripples. Many of them walk and talk, but lack the opportunity to progress to society's accepted levels. However, if they were afforded this opportunity to return to the outside world, one must wonder how they, the retarded, would act.
Where would you go, Earl, if you left here?
I would go down to the hospital to work. To work for sick people, take care of sick people.
The conditions at Pennhurst have been withering for quite a while because of the lack of public interest. The institution is a monument to apathy and will remain that way until change can be brought about by concerned action. This social indifference stresses the hangover of 19th century philosophy, which condemns the mentally retarded to a bare existence in facilities like Pennhurst. These children can be helped and they are depending on society to care enough about them.
Do the people outside love you? Do they care about you?
Well, I haven't been around them not been around them enough to see that.
But do you think they care about you?
I think so.
Who cares about you?
None of my parents don't care for me.
How about other people?
The other people, they don't care for you, so just go look for trouble, that's all.
How about the people who don't live in Pennhurst? Do you think they care about you?
Pennhurst Asylum was a house of horrors. In 1987, it closed after many lawsuits and investigations that uncovered the most horrific incidents. Children that were unwanted, with things such as disabilities or being children of color, were sent to live here. My friends and I decided to take a further look into the history and truly investigate this place to the best of our ability.
We were talking to the tour guide earlier, and it seems like this place is super active. There's a lot of tragedy behind these walls, and honestly, it hits kind of close to home. We actually got... Sorry, I just heard something. I'm alone up here. Amy and Jared are here with me, and they invited me on this trip. It's super exciting. I'm happy to be here, and I would not be here without them. So thank you to Amy and Jared. We are kind of getting a lot of activity right now, and that's cool because we just started. And normally when I do these investigations, it is not that easy. It's not like in the movies. It's not like any other, crazy paranormal TV show. I'm staying up here by myself to see if, anyone's willing to talk to me.
Is anyone here? Can you say your name out loud if you're here? Or make a loud noise?
On GhostTube, we just got Door.
My name is Joey.
I heard something from over there.
Are you hiding behind a door? Is that you knocking?
There's footsteps up above. No, I definitely heard footsteps. No. Holy crap. I can't believe they just left and all this is happening. I know I heard footsteps above. I am not just hearing things. I'm freaked out, honestly. But it's cool. I'm excited. But this is pretty active, and it's just begun. I'm in shock. Can you say your name out loud? It's weird because after they said door, I went to this door specifically. And that's when shit started happening. Can you make any more noise? Can you slam the door? Oh my God. Oh my God. Was that you? You know, I'm a little freaked out, but in a good way. The freaked out feeling that I'm having is really cool because I'm not expecting this at all. This is already so cool. Thank you for talking to me. I am alone. I can't wait to tell them what happened and show them actually. That sounds like almost like a voice, doesn't it? Like something like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe it's just the way the rain is making it sound, but it sounded like almost like a man, like that. Didn't she say that yeah. Sometimes you hear that?
I heard a raspy male voice.
Yeah.
Saying, I don't know what it would have been saying, but it almost sounded like it was growling out, like.
Yeah.
And yeah, that actually might be King.
Well, you know what? King, I want to play my song. And you ain't gonna stop me, I'm playing it.
Okay, go ahead, Britney Spears, like.
Britney, bitch.
So right now, Amy and I are down in the tunnels, and apparently there is this, because this spirit named Skippy, he does not like women. He has allegedly scratched people, bitten people, and seems to be a negative spirit down here. These tunnels were used mainly for staff, but it does seem like some sketchy things could have happened down here. You know, it's a very isolated area. You could hide doing some not so nice things down here. Let's see if we can get Skippy's attention.
Or anybody who may be down here, I mean, maybe you're visiting with Skippy. If you have a different name that you prefer to be called by, maybe you can tell us, or just come out to say hi. Okay, I'm getting magnetic spikes, but I have been getting a lot down here.
Yeah. Is that you, Skippy? Can you make a loud noise or speak through this device we have?
It's here.
What's
It's
here?
Okay.
Who's it? Like the clown?
When you say it,
Yeah, exactly. Can you tell me your name?
Switch.
Oh, switch. Switch.
What does switch mean? Like, there would be a switch down here to power something? You want us to switch positions? Like to change?
I almost heard a whimpering down there. I thought I heard it, but you know, my brain is saying there's so much noise going on that maybe I'm just hearing things.
I mean, people have heard cries, screams, moans down here.
Yeah.
And I mean, given the history of this place, it's plausible that some nasty stuff happened. I'm hearing like voices and white noise as well.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of contamination because of the storm. But again, like there's so much water, there's so much energy from the storm too, so.
Yeah. They also said that they've seen children's footprints without shoes on the floor, and we've been looking for that, but so far I have not seen that.
That would be pretty wild, but
Yeah. I really hate the idea of children being trapped. I don't know if spirits are trapped. I'm open-minded about that kind of thing, but that type of energy in a child that was, you know, possibly miserable at Pennhurst Asylum, which it wasn't really an asylum, but that's what they call it. The idea, because of the tragedies that have happened here, it's really heartbreaking.
like, how does this one wet floor sign? The whole floor is flooded. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like, didn't they say this opening that happened to Mississippi?
You know, I'm not sure, but it's weird because the first time we went by this area, I felt like a really heavy presence, actually. Like, I feel like a heaviness on my chest now, even. Like, something is, like, weighing me down, you know?
Yeah, it's
Nobody understands.
I've had something like that tonight. So earlier tonight in the Mayflower building, I had, I want to leave, you won't or you don't understand. And now it says nobody understands. And again, I'm so sorry, I don't think we can understand what happened here and comprehend that. But I can sympathize with you. I'm sorry for what may have happened to you here.
That, to me, like, hearing those words, like, you don't understand, love me, and based on the real story behind this place, it seems like residual more than, like, present, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can be, like, I don't know that we've had anything really intelligent in the tunnel.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can't get past it.
It's creepy. Like, is it that room just like a what? I'm sure that's Jared, right? That's Jared. That's weird. I think it was Jared. So is the deck above here? think it was. that was creepy. Nice.
We could hear you down here so loud.
Yeah. Well, debunked.
I'm rolling on this night vision in case.
Sorry.
That was the noise, I just did it again!
You were rolling.
I'm rolling, yes.
You got audio on that?
Uh-huh.
I'm rolling.
That is the fucking noise.
What could that be? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
You smell that?
I said it got like fish, smelled like fish earlier, but I'm guessing that's not what you're smelling.
Fish.
What could that be? I need to debunk this so I know it's like paranormal or not, you know?
What is going on tonight?
What the fuck was that?
What in the world? Was that on this floor or was that upstairs, guys?
I don't know what that was. We were just standing saying, oh, it's funny because I just said, I'm not getting much light. And then all of a sudden it was like someone was running towards us or above us. It was really loud. And I think Joey shut herself.
Yeah, practically. It was loud. It was loud.
Like to me, it felt like a sudden energy, and it was like loud footsteps, like running at us.
Yeah.
And it passed through or above us. It just was like an earthquake in the distance. People say it sounds like you hear it coming towards you and then past you. It was like that, but it was in waves, like footsteps, like boom, boom, boom. So freaky. That was probably the scariest thing that's happened to us tonight. Those loud footsteps we heard, I haven't found anything that could make that repeating footsteppy sound. Like I haven't seen anything that can make that, and they've cleared this out, as you can see. Like there's not much around really in this building.
I want to see what's up there.
So right here, this is what the bedrooms looked like in this building in the 80s. Kind of like a jail cell.
We've now come back to a room on the 3rd floor of the Mayflower.
It's too close to me.
So you bring the activity, I'm telling you.
That is the second time that happened to me whilst we were setting up. There's something about that locker. If you want to switch it, I'll sit next to it because I'm not going to be able to hear anything anyway. So.
After looking through the footage, we were able to debunk this and saw a piece of ceiling fall on the locker. We continued to investigate.
I see like flowers.
Oh, you're seeing a picture already, Joey?
Yeah, I see like red, black, and white, grayish flowers. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it has
Near her. Are you near her? Is someone in this room? Does someone like flowers? Are you trying to send us a message?
It's for her.
Ooh.
Oh.
The flowers are for her?
For me?
I just heard a flute playing.
Flute. Right. So you like music? Is there a particular type of music you like?
Pretty.
Join us maybe that year.
It fell. There's 2 more
There's 2 more what?
near you.
We've left out some candy on the floor here for you. Can you go up to one of the pieces of candy and you might be able to make one of the balls light
Just
up?
look at me.
We're looking. We're waiting. We're listening.
Where are you? Can you show me?
Can you go up to that device on that lady's head and you might be able to make it generate words that describe what you're seeing, what you're feeling, or where you are, what you can see, what you look like even.
An official list.
Do you work here maybe? We're talking to someone that works here now?
I love something. I love brie or...
We give you the word welcome as well. Is there something I can bring to you? Something that you love, something that you like? Maybe you can walk towards me down the corridor here as well. We've got some other ones that you might be able to make light up or play with.
Can you show me who she is?
Alan died.
Alan died. Who's Alan?
Oh my God! I see a girl with long hair and like a boy who has like maybe has a disfigured face.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they have black eyes, and the girl is like holding her face like this.
Right. The older or younger or?
The boy looks younger. The girl looks a little older.
He died.
I'm getting chills.
Rewind.
Okay.
Over 100.
Is that how many people are here in this building still, or?
The Bible.
I'm thinking of a number.
We're friends.
I'm thinking of a number. Can you tell me what that number is? If you're my friend, you can tell me what number I'm pointing at.
Trapped. My lady.
Can you tell us who that was? Was that Alan? Can you tell us about Alan? Can you tell us a bit more about what Joey just saw?
I just heard like, "Huh!"
Is that funny to you? Why is
Like
that
someone
funny?
was sick or something.
Oh. Are you not feeling well? Is that why you're here? Are you really sick?
Doris or Dolores?
I swear that name came up earlier actually.
Was that who you showed me?
There's people.
Okay. Is there people in this room with us now? Can you tell us how many people in this room? With the 3 of us? Do they not like us being here? Are they angry? Are they upset?
Yeah, you should.
I should what? What do you want me to do?
I see a hallway, like the hallways.
Does it look like the hallways in this building?
Yes.
It does?
Yeah, and it looks like there's doorways and hallways. It's like, that's what they're showing me, the hallways.
Okay, can you walk down the hallway? We've got some devices down there that can walk down and they'll light up.
Over here.
You want me to come back into the room?
Thank you for showing me.
Whatever you want.
Well, what I'd really like is for you to come just have a chat with us. We're just here to talk and be a friend. That's all.
I want to play rock.
Rock.
I feel like really prickly all around me, like there's something around me.
Rock? Do you mean like rock?
I don't know how you feel, Joey, but I don't know. I feel weird.
I feel shaky because what I've seen and what she's saying.
You're back.
Oh God.
I'm back in the room.
I want love.
We're here to be a friend. We can, well, I mean, we can be a friend. That's, you know, that's sort of what love, isn't it? Are you okay with that? You want us to play a game? We brought you some candy.
Can you show me something else?
Can you go up and tap one of these ladies on the shoulder? Either Joey on the left or Amy on the right.
He showed me a black cat.
I heard someone like knock on a door. Like, knock, knock.
I'm going to knock on the door now. Can you knock back to me? A black cat?
Yeah.
Was it a pet maybe?
It's a weakness.
I wonder if they had pets here. Was there a black cat that used to play with?
Play with that. And that was a kid.
I don't know. I'm going to get a toy here. Which toy's your favourite one?
There's like
the cat toy.
Pussy cat.
Maybe they need the cat toy.
Oh, the cat. There's actually a little light in here, like in the toy. It's a little light up. Oh, that's just on. Much so noise in the corridor. Still going in.
People are whispering.
Can you show me what love is?
Yeah, I can help.
Yes, can you tell me about that room? I can see something happened in there. Can you tell me about it? Can you show us? Can you describe it to us?
A doctor.
I see.
Whichever way. Oh.
I see something weird.
I just heard like a dude. It was like he was being smothered. It was like.
Like clearing his throat maybe. You're right, Joe. What are you seeing?
I can't tell what it is. It's almost like it's blurry. I can't tell if it's a photo or it's weird. Oh, it's like it's trying to show me, but it's not.
At last. Then lock up.
Then look up. What was look up? Is that what you mean?
He's coming back.
Who's coming back? I'm looking at a toy in the locker. There's a toy in there.
There are two.
No, it's just one. Can you describe to Joey or to Amy what I'm looking at or what it means to you?
Watch out. One more time. It said like we repaid.
I'm going to touch it. Can you tell us about the people that live here? Can you show us? Can you describe it to us?
We want to talk.
We're listening. We're here to talk to. We're here to listen.
Write it down.
Wow. I don't know.
There's 7 of us.
Ooh. Whoa. Okay. There's 7 of you here. There's 7 of you here.
Yeah.
Are you children? Do you work here? Who are they?
My parent?
You're looking for a parent? Are your parents here?
We may never fully know what these spirits wanted to tell us, but it was an intriguing experience. Would you ever stay at this haunted location alone?
No. The retarded have been ignored, forgotten, and pushed out of our minds much too long. In some cases, their feeling of being abandoned has stunned their progress. Others have just become more bitter.
Do you have a lot of visitors, Calvin?
No, I don't have nobody to been here. It's not bad. I've been now this is Tuesday when I came here from Vibrate. I was a little baby.
When was the last time you had a visitor here?
1940.
1940.
They walked out on me.
Who walked out on you, Calvin?
My sister did.
There seems to be no compassion for human life when it comes to the retarded. A typical prescription for a child that gets out of hand by at least one physician is harsh disciplining. Dr. Jesse Fear relates one instance he was directly involved in.
This one day I was running dispensary, and one of the boys came in there, and he had an awful big welt on the back of his head. And I'd been hearing about this fellow, but this was the first time that I ran across something concrete. The boy told me who did it. When dispensary was over, I came out the back way, and there was this Ernie sitting on a railing at the back of the canteen. And I was really hot and bothered at the time. And I said, listen, you so-and-so, you touch one of my boys again, and I personally am going to take care of you myself.
Who did this, doctor? A dependent?
No. It was a patient.
One of the patients hurt another patient.
Yeah.
I see.
Ernie was a patient. So he says, you don't dare to touch me. There's nothing you can do to me. I says, well, before this day is out, you're going to find out what I can do for you. And then I had to start thinking about what I could do. I didn't know what I could do. So about 1 o'clock, a detail man came in, and I asked him what the most painful injection was that he had that wouldn't do any harm to the patient, of course. And I set this up and got him over on his cottage about 7 o'clock that night. And I forced him, I talked him into getting down on the bed. I didn't use any abuse on him at all. And gave him this injection, and he really hit the ceiling over that.
Why do you think Pennhurst is in the condition it is?
I think Pennhurst is in the condition it's in because nobody cares. The general community either doesn't know or doesn't want to know what the situation is out there. Many of the children are victims of neglect of their own family, and in many instances it's almost understandable because the parents have no choice in the matter. And it must be a dreadful, dreadful feeling for a parent to know that their own child is living under such conditions. People may not even want to say anything about it because they may be afraid of reprisals. But this condition, this horrible, horrible condition at Pennhurst must not be permitted to exist. It is, without a doubt, one of the worst residential facilities in the country. It received a very low rating from the American Association for Mental Deficiency. There is no reason in this day and age, with federal funds available, for such a place to exist. And if you have to lay the blame somewhere, you have to lay it on a number of people. The people that are running it, the state, and the general community, because people must begin to care about their fellow man.
The sickening and almost unviewable conditions of the institution is largely due to overcrowding and the lack of personnel to provide elementary care. In many cases, children churn in their own filth for only one reason: lack of assistance. The ones that speak detest the inhumane conditions and hunger for the slightest sign of affection. However, some of them have become so callous to their plight, they've all but given up. They are alone in a world that seems to lack all compassion. In conclusion, TV10 would like to make certain constructive recommendations. Number one, the state must take the necessary steps to alleviate the overcrowding at Pennhurst. Of its 2,800 patients, half of whom are from Philadelphia, 900 of them should be transferred to a different institution. Number two, more physicians are needed to treat both the physical and mental needs of the patients. 3, attendance pay should be increased from the present $75 per week to at least $100 per week. 4, a crash program is needed to refurbish old buildings, and new ones should be built to replace the ones that should be condemned. 5, there are 900 women in Pennhurst. However, there is no gynecologist on the full-time staff. 6, there are only 11 teachers employed at the institution, and none of them is certified in special education. Even though some choose to degrade and castigate the children, a number of the patients manage to hang on and maintain their faith in other human beings, as well as something of a higher order.
Joe, how long have you been in Pennhurst? Do you know how long you've been here, Joe, that you remember?
I was 19 when I first came back.
How old are you now, Joe?
20.
You want to go home?
Yeah, I like to.
Who's going to take you home?
Nobody.
Why, Joe?
They don't want me to.
You mean the people don't want you to go home with them? I mean, your mother and father?
My mother's in Lovington, Virginia Hospital. I can't go down there and see her.
Uh-huh. How about your daddy?
No.
He doesn't want you. Who loves you the most, Joe?
My mother.
Yeah? Who else?
My father.
Who cares about you?
Does
anyone ever come and visit you, Joe?
No, they don't.
Would you like somebody to visit you?
Yes.
What would you like most in the whole world? A what? What would you like most in the whole world?
The whole world?
Mm-hmm.
God.
Suffer children to come to me, and forbid them not, for of such is the kingdom of God. In my conversation yesterday with Vice President Hubert Humphrey, I told him of our investigative report on Pennhurst and the deplorable conditions existing there. I then asked the Vice President what is being done nationally on the problem of mental retardation and what more can be done.
Well, as you may know, there is what we call the President's Committee on Mental Retardation. Mrs. Humphrey serves on that committee by appointment. We have a very special interest in this whole subject of mental retardation. Our first granddaughter was born retarded, yet she is a beautiful child, and we have seen what can be done with love, and it takes lots of love and care, and with specialized training. Now, we're more fortunate than some people. We are able to send our Vicky off to a private school that has good facilities and good teachers. But many people can't do that. They can't afford that. I've seen what can happen when you get good training. Many of the retarded are trainable to become self-sufficient, or that is, earning people, to become productive people. I want to quickly say to you that you will never in your life ever make an investment that is more worthy and more worthwhile. The love that comes back from a mentally retarded child is God's true love. It really and truly is. I get more joy out of our little Vicky than almost any experience that I've ever had or any child I've ever known. Speaking, going back to your subject again, this is very close to my heart. If you can care for a child at home, that's the best place. But there are many that you can't. Therefore, they need institutional care.
How can we help them with more money?
Well, the federal government is putting up a sizable sum of money now, but not nearly enough. And state legislatures have simply got to remember that every child is entitled to all the protection and care that you can give that child. Now, we go ahead and give ordinary children, that is, normal children, a reasonably good education. But the subnormal child, the mentally disturbed, the mentally retarded child, is also entitled to care, also entitled to all the education that child can absorb. He can't maybe absorb as much as somebody else, but he's entitled to all that he can get. And in our school systems, we must have specialized facilities and special teachers for the mentally disturbed and the mentally retarded child. They're different, the disturbed and the mentally retarded. Then we must be willing to invest in these institutions to make them not prisons, not a place to shove somebody away and forget them, but rather a home of love and affection and attention and training. It can be done. It requires some money, but a rich society like ours can do it now. We've started in the federal government. For the first time in the last 3 years, we have a federal program of assistance for mental retardation facilities and training. Those programs are working. That program is working. We're helping, I've forgotten now the number, better than 100 schools in this, but much more can be done.
On specifics, the Vice President told me of his great pleasure on visiting the school attended by his granddaughter Vicky. I again pointed out the very different conditions Bill Baldini found at the Pennhurst School for the mentally retarded. This was his reaction.
Institutions are sometimes pitiful, just pitiful, disgraceful. And we just can't tolerate that, John. It's not right. We just can't look ourselves in the mirror when you know what goes on in some of these institutions. I don't know about your particular problem here, but Well, let me tell you, if it's not good, then it's shameful. Because this rich country, this great country, and I must say it is very great and very rich, can afford to take care of the least of these.
This is just a reminder to subscribe to enjoy our growing collection of paranormal content. Don't forget to like your favorite episode and ring the bell to be notified of new content. As always, thanks for watching.